Yo. Yo, getting ready to go to court. I'm leaving right now. I'm just putting on my jacket. Hoodie. Okay. Have a blessed day. Peace. Yeah. Yo. Yeah, have a blessed one. Yo.
Okay, you got to take off your
that story along with local news starting
take off your GoPro.
I know, that's not, it shouldn't be legal that I have to do that. I should be able to record my life because my rights are being violated in all places.
Okay, but
I understand, but you need to start thinking in the right way. I'm being violated. This is wrong.
I need for you to take it off.
I'm taking.
Please. Thank you. Thank you. And turn it off. It's off. It's turned off.
Why do you need for me to turn? I mean, I get what you're saying, but why do you constantly need me to turn this off? My rights are being violated and people are trying to do it in private. And you've been scared into thinking that's okay. It's just like when black people have been violated throughout history. I'm being violated. Please stand up for my rights. I won't do this in the courtroom, but just don't do this outside of the courtroom.
The last time that we were together, you put me on TV with that.
Because I'm being violated. You're already on TV. You don't get that? People are already watching us and they're pretending you have been tricked into thinking we're not already being watched. Not because you're not an intelligent woman. You're incredibly intelligent. There is a massive game going on around us where people are trying to defame me. That is literally what the word devil means, and abuse me. Please don't let it happen.
All right, and please, let's just talk about what we're doing today.
Okay.
Because it just will upset me too much for you to be, doing too much running. It upsets me.
That's how I feel when I don't rant, because I'm physically sick and nobody's standing up for me. I'm physically hurting, and all someone needs to do is say, Matthew's being violated. His rights are being violated. His human rights, his civil rights, he is physically being tortured. He is literally being tortured constantly. Nobody's standing up for him. I need you to say that. But you aren't, because you've been tricked. People have defamed me to you, and even George is saying that. People are willing to stand up. We are being watched.
Please stop, man. I can't put up with this all day.
Because you won't stand up for me once. You don't have to do your job anymore because I have so much money. I had so much money, but you're letting me be robbed.
Please stop, Matthew. Please stop. Please stop. I want to be able to take you to court. I want to be able to work out some kind of...
No, you don't actually want to be able to fix problems. You want to empower my abusers. Isn't this how women have been treated the whole time? You're just another man treating me like a woman who's being abused. You don't give a fuck.
Matthew?
You don't give a fuck.
Matthew?
Cheryl, you are an abusive woman with these abusers. Change your mind.
I'm going back. I'm not taking you to court.
Cheryl.
We're going to concentrate on what it is that we're doing, or I'm not going.
I am concentrating. You're not thinking right.
Would you stop? Just stop. Don't be talking about anything that's got to do with anything but this court right now.
I'm being tortured and abused.
Please stop, Matthew.
It's empowering them that you're saying that.
It's right now. You can do that in your room by yourself all of the time.
But
now.
It doesn't do anything when I'm asking for help, and the system that I'm asking for is legally empowering my abusers.
Matthew,
I want to go to court. I want to go to court. I don't want to go to court, but I do want to go to court to fix this.
All right.
But
tell me, let's talk about when you're going to move out of there, and how you're going to move out of there, and where you're going, etc.
I will find a place near to home. I'll find a place that is cheaper. I'll find a place that I can go and focus on what I'm doing. I have things set up to where I'm talking, like I have a plan moving forward, but right this moment, I guess I could talk to George, because George is obviously watching, as a number of people are, and they're offering support, but you aren't taking it, but I'm taking it. So I'm talking to them, and I'm working with them, and people are standing up for my rights because I'm being violated.
When is it that you commit to moving out? Give me a date.
How long do you think it takes?
Next weekend. That gives you time to, if you can't find a place to go, at least it gives you time to move your things into storage.
And not into you, because I've been libeled by the dynamo. George is saying it, and you still won't believe me. George has evidence. We have evidence. You still won't listen because I've been libeled so hard, and you're afraid. I'll move out as soon as I need to, but this is so wrong that you won't actively help me. You're helping my abusers.
We have to.
I don't have to do anything other than stand up for my own rights and stand up for everybody's rights.
We have to give them a date. What date are you going to give them?
Let me look at my phone. I mean, what date is appropriate?
Next weekend.
Is that the 20th or the 13th? Today's the 7th, so the 14th or the 21st?
The 14th. Move out by
Sunday, the 13th? Okay, I can do that. Lamb Street? I can do that. I can be evicted by the 13th, even though my mom seemingly wants to empower them. I guess maybe in a snaky way to precipitate my abuse in some sort of rape simulation where I'm literally being tortured into death if I wasn't smart enough to get out of this. It's so abusive and torturous, it hurts all the time. She won't change her mind. She won't stop my rape abuse. She's literally empowering my rapist by not speaking up.
Something else? Turn that off. You cannot take that.
I'm not taking it in the courtroom. You aren't treating me like an adult. You're treating yourself and myself like a child.
Is
you aren't.
It on? Is it on? That's
Stop
what
it.
I want to know.
Stop it. Just go to the courtroom. I'm not taking it into the courtroom. I have rights. You're violating my rights by not empowering me. You're literally letting me be abused down. You're just afraid because you know you've played a part in it. And you won't change your mind. Because you think, well, fine. And I just saw you shake your head yes. I'm being tortured. It hurts so much. Literally, it's like my leg has been ripped open. It physically burns.
I don't want to.
You don't want to hear about my torture because you don't want to help me.
Really, do you want me to take you over there to the court, or do you want me to take you back home? Because I'll be more than happy to take you back home. I don't have to listen to this. I don't want to listen to this. This is so abusive to me.
No, it's not. It's not abusive to you.
What's the answer to that question?
It's not abusive.
Do you want to stop, or do you want me to take you to court?
I want my rights to be stood up for. I would be crying constantly if I could.
So would I, man.
No, you wouldn't, because if you listened to me, all our problems would be fixed. I had $1 million. You wouldn't listen to me. I would have paid off all your debts. You wouldn't have to work. You just don't want to admit it. You're just ashamed that you made a wrong decision, and I'm not trying to hold you to it, but I'm being abused down, and you could fix it. All you got to do is help me. You won't. I'm historically and precedently settingly being raped down. They're crucifying me, and you're empowering it by not believing. You're not powerless like Mary was. You have power. You're watching it. You're empowering it because you think it's some sort of rape simulation. You're a rapist. This is rape. I'm being hurt. I'm physically being hurt. They're using sexuality to hurt me and empowering it by law. This is rape. As I passed that car, it said it's the law because they can signal at you in ways that are empowering to the torturous rape abuse. That was on a police car because the police in the city of Houston are empowering my rape, obviously. The reason I record everything is because it's so obvious. It has them afraid because they're doing something wrong in public. And if they can get away with it, well then why can't they get away with it to anybody?
Please don't talk anymore, Matthew. Just be quiet for now.
That's what they literally created, a character called Quiet to rape me down. You just want to rape me down with them, and you know about the character. You think this is a rape simulation. This is so painful and torturous. You could fix it just by speaking up. Standing up for your own rights, but you don't. Stand up for me, please. This isn't a performance. This is rape. What they're gonna find is that what they've done physically puts a torturous pain in your body by cutting you off in a way through the law. And they're going to find that I've been tortured for years, and that it's been empowered by a bunch of people trying to do it in secret, and that this whole thing is empowering it. I mean, that's so obvious. All anybody in my family needs to do is stand up. You have so much backing and support because it's obvious to the community I'm being abused.
Please stop. Please stop talking. Just let's stop talking.
Stand up for yourself. Stop being raped down. Stop letting me be raped down. I had to be born into something. Literally, you knew what this was, and you literally birthed me so that I would be raped into something. Oh, well, you can have everything if you get through this VR rape simulation. That it is so torture. It is unbelievable. I didn't wish that on you. I didn't want that on you. That's Satan, and what's going on is Satan against me. And you're empowering it by not believing in God. Jesus. Do I need to take my books in? What do I need to take in?
I don't know what you mean, your books.
I mean, I have evidence of my harassment in there.
We're gonna go in.
I have my journal of stuff. I mean, what?
We're going to go in here and we're gonna make an agreement. We're not gonna put on evidence. We're gonna have an agreement, and
They're violating my rights by tricking you. This is violating my rights because they've gotten you tricked. I'm going to have a lawyer look over this because you've been tricked and they're violating my rights, and they have you feeling vulnerable and you have me feeling vulnerable because I'm connected to you inherently. This is a violation of my rights.
we're not going to have a trial here today. We are going to enter into an agreement.
I'm not going to pay any money to them. I have evidence of abuse from my neighbor and from them. I'm not paying them any money. I'll move out by next Sunday or Saturday. Whatever you say is the most appropriate today to move out, which gives me enough time, I'll move out. I'll do that immediately. All right?
I'll tell them that.
Like, I'll be out of there. I don't want to be in there while they're harassing me, but I want someone to stand up for my rights, and nobody's doing that.
You're making it very difficult.
No, I'm not. I'm making it extremely easy. I've laid out all the evidence into Discovery. You just don't stand up for yourself. You don't know how to use Twitter. You don't know how to use Facebook. It's hurting you. If you learn those, you'd see that everything's already provided for. We already have everything laid out. I've been abused and harassed. I've been defamed. That needs to be taken care of. This is all connected. Because they're scared that I would tell on them. And so they've been harassing me since then.
Really, just stop talking.
And then Joel told on me and he lied to you. I mean, this is all so fucked up. It's literally biblical. At least downtown looks nice. Can you get a Facebook again? Like, I know you had a Facebook, I had a Facebook. I deleted it. I was kind of like, I was being harassed then. I asked, I told you it was kind of pointless because I felt like I was being harassed then. If you made one, you would see that I'm more connected and there's a situation going on online. It is impossible these days not to have an online presence.
Well, if you feel like that you're being harassed online.
I am being harassed, and there's evidence, and people are saying that.
Why have an online presence if you're just
because it's because no. Why exist? Are you kidding? Why exist? Why have a phone? Why have a house? Why can't you live in a small apartment where you don't have anything? You're literally clamping down on my rights so hard it's ridiculous. You aren't standing up for your human rights, your sexual rights, my sexual rights, your internet rights, your anything. It's a form of communication where I get out that I'm being abused. That is illegal to clamp down on those rights.
When you are in the courtroom, will you please not be talking?
I won't talk. I will. Like, you don't trust me. That's part of the issue. You won't follow me. You want to tell me to do this and do that and then treat me like a child, even though I have everything laid out. And if you would stop acting like an adult and look at this with the eyes of a child, like Jesus literally says to do, you'd see, oh, I have it laid out. Everybody's watching and will help us. All you have to do is stand up for me and your rights. Make a Facebook, make an Instagram, or make a Facebook at least.
Stop talking, or I mean, is it impossible for you to stop talking? You act like it's impossible.
You created a quiet character to rape me down and abuse me, and it's all right because afterwards everything's mine, but everything was already mine. You just wanted to rape me down because you had that experience, and you're salty about it because your rapist tricked you into raping your child down. You're a rapist. This is rape. This hurts so much. I'm being tortured. It physically hurts so much. I was crying yesterday. I invited Terrence over. It hurt so much to tell the story. It physically hurts to tell my story. My mom is empowering my rapist by just not standing up for me. Jesus already died. This is just because a whole bunch of people didn't want to believe in Jesus. They wanted to believe in Satan. That's what being empowered by this abuse on me. So what do I need to take in? Do I need to take in my nothing? We're not doing any. We're just gonna agree that I'm gonna leave and I'm not gonna pay anything, right?
Right.
Okay.
I hope that's right.
Well, I'm not gonna pay anything because I have them harassing me on film. I mean, you need to stand up for that at least. I'm not paying them because I've been harassed out of the apartment. The woman next door to me, I have evidence of her harassment. She's sending me messages. You can't say that this is not okay. She can't be living next door to me and playing part and sending me messages. That's not okay.
You can't go into court so overwrought. So just calm
Yes,
down.
Cheryl, I'm not going into court overwrought. You're the one constantly antagonizing me. You're psychologically abusing me because you're an abusive woman. Because you've been taught that's normal by a bunch of rapist and abusive men. You need to stop. Stand down with your abusive behavior. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for me. I mean, seriously, I would just pay everything off. I mean, is that the issue? You don't want me to pay everything off? Everything is already paid for. They're just incurring more abuse and damages on me. It's like you're trying to use me as some sort of rape vehicle. Oh, well, he's being raped down. Damages. That's such a snaky, rapist, terrible fucking thing. It's torture. This society is inherently rapist. You're inherently been tricked into playing part in it. It was done a long time ago. All you had to do is believe. You didn't. I've been raped my entire life. It is such torture that literally Jesus died for me specifically. You're gonna see that so soon. Everybody on the planet's gonna cry. Nobody will ever be able to speak to me ever again for this rape behavior. This is rape to the nth degree, and it was empowered by someone who should be speaking up for rapists. I mean, should be speaking up against rapists. You're speaking up for rapists. Literally has me so... That's the thing, is they get me harassed through harassing you and tricking you and defaming. Oh, it's on legal letterhead. It must be true. Well, no, a whole bunch of people are saying it's not. They just believed and are proper in their assumption. If they trick you and they can get you to believe it, they can literally guide my life because we're inherently connected. That is so obvious because you can't get away from me and I can't get away from you. I'd rather provide for you like I was trying to, and I'd rather have you provide for me in the way that I want you to.
You could put your
So what do I need to take in with me?
nothing.
Nothing?
I mean, if you want to take your water, you don't need to take anything else in with you.
Okay, I'll take my water. Are you sure?
Am I sure what?
Okay, just stop for a moment. I would like to, like, exactly what I said. I don't need to pay anything. There's obviously I've been harassed. If they have harassed me out of there, I won't pay anything and I'll move out quickly. But I'm not going to. I need time to move out, so reasonable time, like you said, and I need to not pay anything. Additionally, I'm not paying for this month's rent. I'm just moving out, and I'm not paying for her rent. She is playing part in this.
Nobody's asking to pay for her rent. You'll pay for your rent until you move out.
Okay, that's reasonable. That's obviously reasonable. I'm not paying for the rest of my lease and her rent and this rent and that rent and whatever.
We're going to talk about it. He said that at one time, but it's taken us so long to get here.
But part of my point is there's so much evidence against her and them. I'm not going to pay for anymore. I'll be harassed out of there. I even asked for help from the police, but I'm not going to pay for it too. So please stand up for at least that. All right, ending this, going into the courtroom. And all right. Have a blessed one. Yeah. One moment. I'm gonna get a good view of the city and downtown that way. I just wanted to get a little bit of that.
The reason I asked you about me paying money is because you owe me $2,500 for an attorney.
I have money, and the issue is I don't owe you that money. People owe me $1 million. I need you to stand up and say people owe Matthew $1 million. He's being defamed. George is saying that's true. My friends are going to stand up for me prayerfully because it helps them. It's in your interest. It's in their interest. Like, I know what you're saying, but you're wrong.
Well, you owe me $2,500.
Okay, I will. You paid him without asking me about it, but if you work with me, again, when I had $1 million, I could have paid off your stuff. Literally a person named Bomber robbed from me. He bombed me. Do you get it? That's the way people do war these days. It's a resource game, and they're trying to use the system of law against me.
All I'm talking about is...
I can pay you back. I can pay you back.
And then you have to pay these dudes $813.
Okay, so this is what you need to do. Stop acting like I'm not being harassed. That's abuse. I'm being harassed and abused. I would have enough money to pay for all of this, but you're empowering what is obviously going on by not saying, yeah, he's being robbed from and then harassed and abused. He's being raped down in public, and seemingly people are trying to trick me.
Put that thing down. I don't want my picture on there. Don't do that again.
You're already being filmed, you crazy bitch. You are being filmed.
Get out. Get out the car.
You are being filmed. People are
You can't-
watching us.
you can't-
People are harassing me and telling you, and you're not taking it seriously. I'm being abused down. I'm being raped down, and you're acting like it's not happening.
Get out. You're just gonna have to find your own way home because I can't have anybody screaming at me. I'm crazy.
Okay, I'm gonna call Lyft. Other people in the community care about me. You're empowering my rapists and harassers.
Get out of here.
You don't want to be filmed just like my abusers don't because you're a fucking abuser. You only help me to the degree it helps you. Fucking help yourself for once. God damn it, Cheryl. You are fucking out of your mind. You are a child, an adulterated child who makes terrible decisions.
Don't slam that door.
I was going to tell her, there's a guy in there. I guess we'll walk around downtown a bit. So there's a guy, well, why don't I just go back upstairs for a moment? Some new construction going on over there. Still like construction. I still like seeing building. Though I don't like to see how apartments are, yeah, departments, the Houston Police Departments, but. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
All right, well, I'll take you. Hello?
Yeah,
I'll take you home. Where are you?
I'm on the roof. I
Well,
can't.
come on down to level 4, okay?
Okay, give
And
me
I'll
a
take
moment.
you home.
I mean, do you want to take me home? Do you need to take me home right now?
I want you not to scream at me. If you don't scream at me,
I'm being abused in the just like the guy in the wheelchair is literally under physical duress and people aren't listening to him. He's being abused. The system is obviously abusing him. I don't know whether his thing was reasonable, but it's really obvious what I'm saying is reasonable. I'm pretty sure what I'm saying is like should be listened to more, and you aren't. You're letting me be abused. I'm physically in pain, and every time you try to say something otherwise, it's like an abusive hit on me. I'm being hit by you and these other people. Just please, don't do this.
don't do what?
Pretend like I'm not being attacked like this. You can see it. You aren't, there's no way you're being this tricked. You are literally empowering my abusers because you think that this is what should happen to men and women, that they should be abused and taken advantage of by a system. Else, listen to me. You're not even acknowledging my human and civil rights. I need you to listen to me and work with me, work for me, help me actually.
Are you going to come down to 4 and I will take you home, or what?
I will come down to 4 and you can take me home.
Fine. Tell me.
All right.
As you walk out, you'll see me.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I don't know what his case was. They were trying to tell that guy, like, his apartment was dirty or something, but he was in the hospital. Like, how the fuck reasonable could that be? He's in a wheelchair and in the hospital.
Going down.
only goes to 7.
Seventh floor. Going up.
Wait, is this the 4th floor? What is it? Oh, no. 4th floor is the 4th floor. Because I looked down and I was like, I thought that was the 1st floor. Nope. Just like that person in the wheelchair, this thing that is hard to see, that you can't see but you know it's really happening, hurts me so much. As people are trying to go in the opposite direction, which is just obviously hurting me, it physically causes me distress that makes me react in very strong ways. Because people aren't taking it seriously, so it furthers it. I mean, all I can do is scream louder. But people are literally created a character to shush me down. To quiet me.
Need my water. You wouldn't mind. I was fixing this.
I got it. It's like the people who are really angry that we go off to new types of lines of distribution and resources that are just infinite, and they want to hold down on those resources. That's why people would want to continue to do stuff. Then they think
How would be the best way to get to your place?
apartment. I believe going to West Gray
Okay.
and then just going right on Gray. And then you take that all the way down.
Then
Right there.
turn right on Dallas, I guess, or turn right on something.
Yeah.
Not Dallas.
I think you should create a Facebook and a Twitter. I think you should have a Facebook again. You don't have to give all your information away. We're being watched. This is already being recorded. People are telling me they're watching me in Africa. They're already watching me anyway. Trust me. Because those aren't the only messages from Africa. Those are just the ones that I'm being allowed to see. Do you get why this is really an issue?
You wouldn't have the issue.
No,
if
I
you
wouldn't
shut
have the
those
issue.
things
That's
down.
not true. First of all, I wouldn't have the issue if I stopped existing. You wouldn't have, Cheryl, you wouldn't have your issues as a woman being sexually abused if you stopped having sexuality. Cut off your sexuality, Cheryl. I mean, that's actually what you're asking me to do, as far as my, well, sexuality is concerned, but as far as also my internet, like, that is how people exist. Just because the court doesn't want pictures of it and whatever, I mean, first of all, they're filming it, other people are filming it. Like, there's not the same expectation of privacy when people are actively taking away people's privacy anyway, but it's just also, we live in a new world where everything is visible. And we don't need to do it the same way, but people aren't changing the system because there's literally a legal system up against them. And I'm being made an example of by that thing. And that's what I'm saying. And that's why this is so terrible. I mean, think about it. All I did for a few years was cut myself off from people. You saw that. I had you do it too. The issue is, I was very well aware, even when I cut myself off from an online identity, people were harassing me. They were not letting me exist in a way which was proper. My rights were not being respected. My human rights, my civil rights, I wasn't being left in a way that was appropriate. By the way, it's interesting. There's a webcam, I think, on Houston House there, and it looks this way. So there's a view of this you can see on my stream when my stream is up. I think people in Houston would like to see that. I think they'd like to see what's going on. I think that, you know, instead of having some kind of corporate thing come down and like set up shop or whatever, I mean, it'd be nice to have people set up shop here in Houston too, like we're whatever, but like we're a real city, you know, but I think people want to see that here, and I think people elsewhere are also stressing on me, and I think money plays a big deal in this. And one of the reasons I'm saying I would like sovereignty is because, first of all, I wouldn't abuse it. Second of all, I'm being harassed in a way which, if I was sovereign, people would look at it and deal with it. But because I'm an average citizen, they aren't, and I should be an example of someone that you can't do this to people. They should, I mean, literally, I think the point of being one of the set apart, the saints, the sovereign of the Most High, of God, is that you are set apart. You know, you shouldn't have to go through this. People shouldn't have to go through things like this. And what most people go through, a lot of what life's problems are caused by people acting satanically, adversarially. And I know you know that because the court system in America is literally adversarial. That makes it satanic in nature, where you have to go adversary versus adversary. So by definition, by the way, the women that are taking me to court are satanic, but they're just obviously playing part in the game of abuse. Like, that's the whole point, is a computer should and could be able to figure all this out and look at what's going on to me with its artificial intelligences and make decisions based off of how objective my information that I'm feeding it is. And I'm giving it really objective. Using my subjective viewpoint, I'm giving it what I believe it sees as objective information by a righteous judge. And it's bothering people that I'm just doing it publicly. But that's what's happening to me. People are judging me publicly using a satanic court system, which isn't helping anybody's problems. It's not even acknowledging the problems. It's in fact exerting down on people that it shouldn't, and even the people taking part in it, I don't think want to take part in it, but it's a literal system that has been built up over time, just as the systems of slavery and abuse and all that have built up. The desired thing isn't mental and spiritual slavery, but that is what it is incurring on me, and it's a physiological form of slavery as well that is actively crippling me, actively a form of human rights abuse. This place could be so much better, and it really could.
Did you want to get some?
If you want to go get pho, if you're hungry for like some egg rolls, do it. Otherwise, I'll just go get something later.
Okay. No, I'm not. I just thought we could pick up stuff to go, but I'm fine.
And some pho. I think they had a place in Dallas called the Pho King that Sissy and some of the people would go to.
We went to that place when I was in Dallas with you.
Buzz Brews?
No, it had dude noodles.
Oh,
I think it was on that same street.
Oh, it's across the street. Yeah, I believe they've changed their, I think it's another ramen place now. But yeah, I remember when we went there, they had much more, I don't want to say traditional ramen. They had ramen. Remember when I had a car like that? Remember when I had $1 million? It was only a year ago. People literally stole it from me, and just FYI, there's a lot of people in the community who are waiting for you to stand up for me. All you gotta do is stand up for me and say, my son's rights are being abused on camera. If you do that, there's enough men and women willing to stand up for me who would agree. You are an active participant in this, and I need you to stand up in the way that I'm asking you to. Just as women do that, ask that, I need that same thing. It's like if there was a book telling you you could do germ warfare a long time ago, and people didn't believe it, but then eventually science proved it. Well, people are trying to germ warfare on me, and I'm explaining in real time. This is what Jesus explained, because I think he knew that you could do this then. But I think Jesus' problem at the time was, man, they aren't just going to do this to me. They'll literally just execute you by law illegally. Like, they're just an empire of whatever. They don't give a fuck. That said Gab. That says, the joy of the Lord is your strength. Yeah. And this place is finally starting to be completed. They've been working on that place for years. Literally, this whole place wasn't even started. They literally started it and finished it, and people are living in it now. It's not as big, but when the impetus is put on something, people can fix it. But like that place, no impetus was put on it. I think also that people have been trying to cause resource problems or whatever. But I mean, it was really quick to put that up. And that's what I'm saying. Also, apartments like that, for like that guy who's in the wheelchair. I mean, first of all, why are people trying to exert on him any harder than reality already is?
So what's she supposed to do, the landlord? She's just supposed to let him live there free? Is that the deal?
No, she needs to acknowledge there's a person named Matthew Wilkins who's pointing to a system of way more resources for everybody, but he's being attacked by a small amount of seemingly sovereign people who are abusing him at his human rights and taking that from everybody. And his no, that fixes everything. That literally fixes the man in the wheelchair's problem. The lady is watching. Everybody's watching us. They're waiting for you to stand up for me. I'm being abused publicly. They're making a public example of this, and they're trying to cut you off from seeing how public it is. It's really public. Whether you're on my TV or someone else's TV, you're already publicly on TV. They're making an example out of me. If you stand up for me, it's wrong that they've made this example because they did it illegally to an innocent man. That's why Jesus exists. That's why he's my lawyer. Oh, look. They're starting to finally get on this, too. Looks like everything is starting to have people work on it at this point.
All right, now which way am I going here? I'm going
to Waugh, and then you turn right. So it'll be the next major street, and then you turn right, and then you go. Or you could go to Dunleavy, and then whichever one you want to do. You want to go to Dunleavy?
Well, I would think that Waugh runs right up to it, doesn't it?
No, I mean, they both do. One you turn
left.
Yeah, and then one you turn right. So whichever one you want to do.
I'll turn this way.
Okay, and then I guess this is where you want to turn right, and then get ready to turn left. I mean, I'm gonna look at hotels for a short period of time because you're saying I can't live with you. Remember, that all happened when the Dynamo libeled me, and George is saying they're clearly doing it, and they're clearly doing it in public, and people are harassing me around it because seemingly they're getting paid. Like, there could be no more obvious of a, please just let me back in the house because I'm being abused down and raped, and partially it's being empowered by you not believing me, and I'm being tortured in real time. Get ready to turn left here. That's his bell. That's his play. But all you have to do, I mean, this is an example of, if you can't stand up for me, no woman could ever stand up for any woman in a situation of abuse. Because I have so much evidence against the people abusing me, except Women don't want to stand up for me. Women are trying to, in fact, empower the abuse against me. You can fix that. It's really obvious. People are making this public whether you want it or not. George is telling you that very, very much so. George is saying call him even. So if you want to call him and talk to him, I don't even think he's as aware of what's going on, but it's pretty obvious that this is going on publicly and that people would speak up to fix it.
All right.
You're just, like you even told me as much. You asked me if I felt vulnerable. I don't, but they're trying to make you feel vulnerable, and that's why you sent that to me. And I don't think that's right. You shouldn't feel vulnerable.
Well, Matt, let me know what you're doing as far as the moving goes. And, I would like my $2,500.
I will pay you $2,500. This is the issue. I'll have more to pay you, and I can pay off your house, actually, if you acknowledge people are... The Bit Grill thing was I was robbed from in public, and they're trying to make it seem like it's a big scandal. If you just acknowledge, I'm clearly being harassed and abused. Someone needs to stand up for my son. If you stand up for me, other people will. Other people are already saying as much.
You know,
It's not something where you can just shake your head. Why can't you look at me and say what George sent you obviously invalidates all of what you were saying? Other than we were already arguing because people were trying to cause that. It's not, we shouldn't be arguing. People are trying to empower that. That's clearly what the Dynamo did when they defamed me. That's what George is saying. He's saying he sees that it's caused a rift. Other people see it.
Can you take that swipe? I need the $2,500. I need it. Can you take the swipe card and I could...
I can send you $2,500 worth of Bitcoin and you can immediately take it out. Or you can take it out from that Bitcoin that you have. Can you do that?
I don't have $2,500. I don't think.
Yeah, you told me you had a whole Bitcoin.
I have about, what, 9.
Okay.
But that's my Bitcoin.
Okay, well, I'm being robbed, so... I mean, what I'm saying is take it out of that to get it immediately, and I can send you more Bitcoin, is what I'm saying.
Well, why don't you just send me $2,500?
No, why don't you take it? Why are you arguing? This is so fucking inappropriate. That's what I'm saying. You are absolutely the cause of this problem. I'm saying I'm paying you, and you don't want to take it in the way that is most appropriate because you need to do it Cheryl's way. That's what's causing this torture on me. This is so fucking torturous. This is pain. I'm just going through so much pain because you have to do it Cheryl's way. Fuck. 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 Have a blessed day. Okay. What cut off the internet? Well, I'm gonna end this, and I'll see. It could be. When do I have to pay my internet bill? Let me check my Xfinity stuff, but well, actually, shit. This is more seemingly, let's interrupt the broadcast. I mean, this is a fundamental right that I should be able to broadcast. These people who, they want to put me on public TV. The whole court process is public. You can literally see this all on fucking Twitter. They're making an example. The literal United States government is raping away my rights. My family is taking part in it to their own detriment. The Harris County justice system is playing a part. It is so terrible. This is literally the worst thing since fucking Jesus, because it could be remedied. But literally people are causing more problems satanically. It's the whole point of Satan. Let me check my internet. This could take, it says can't connect to this, oh. Well, how about this? How about I restart? So one of the things that my mom, when she's like, well, why can't he just pay the lady, or why can't he clean up? I mean, first of all, my mom is letting her dumbass arguments overrule the reasoning which the guy is putting out. He was in the hospital. I mean, we don't know more about the case, but that should give you enough to say, oh yeah, that guy's in a position. Oh, here, hold on. Yo, so something happened with the stream. It could be I haven't paid my, well, I didn't pay the rent, and I've been waiting to see what the resolution is on all this. I don't know if the internet bill is up, but I don't think they would just cut it off like that because of how I've been. Well, maybe they might. That's the whole point, is people do shit like that. But that this isn't even recording anymore. Did I stop the recording? Did I just do... Let me make sure I didn't just do that. Okay, well, whatever happened, it happened. Actually, should I this is going to take too long to review, but I could probably review it and see the exact moment. I mean, again, people are trying to harass me and abuse me. This is civil rights abuse. This is human rights abuse. Everybody playing a part in this could never have any rights or anything desirable out of their reality. That's the whole point. If they feel that they've had it taken away, it's because the system that they're empowering has done it to them, and they chose to empower that system more. They chose not to fix anything. Why am I, oh, because I'm wearing this? Because I am recording. Ah! To my parents, I mean, it's so ridiculous when my mom's saying, oh, you don't need to record, that's not, it's like they don't realize that's a right. To the people in our young generation, it is clearly a right, and people trying to cut you off at your right, it's not appropriate. That being said, there's a lot of things that need to be fixed that are stressing down on this young generation. Am I not part of it or something? Anyway, why don't we work to fix it instead of what's going on still? It is beyond ridiculous. Okay, this hasn't remedied yet, so I'm gonna... Oh! We'll see if it gives me the same error. I was gonna say, because I still didn't even change... Yeah, it did. I still didn't close it. Stop streaming, because it wasn't streaming anyway. I mean, technically I'd be streaming on this. This could be connected to 4G. And this could just be connecting live. As I'm wearing it, people are streaming me. I mean, security services can do that easily. That's why I'm saying, oh, the President of the United States has to be watching my abuse and just letting it happen. They have to know that this is occurring. It seems like they're even empowering it, seemingly because my mom's not a Trump fan. Which is like, I mean, that's wrong. I don't seem to be a fan of anybody in these positions of power who's watching this happen. What was I saying? Well, the rappers that I put in my mixes give them shout outs in some of their things. So, you know, there you go. I didn't have any problem with him before this all started. If he fixed this, well, and acknowledged that this was happening, and if it wasn't emanating from him and was, you know, whatever, then yeah, I'm pretty sure everything could be all right, because I'm pretty sure we'd just go to that better place. And he says he believes in God. Which God? Well, that is to be discerned. Seems right. There's a whole fake Jewish thing going on, and, you know, that whole seems to be just people in positions of power pretending to be Jewish. I mean, pretending to be what Jew is, and they're using a system of, you know, a rapist system of enforcing down on my rights illegally. Trying to empower it. Is the computer going to boot up again? Is my computer going to boot up again? I should have probably checked if this one was working. Is it working? It's working off my hotspot. That guy who's in the wheelchair, I have so much sympathy for him. I can understand even what's going on. I feel confined to this situation, and the exerting the people off of me, that's what I'm saying. Like the me lifting the ban is, you can heal yourself if you believe enough, but people don't like that. So they adversarially stop you from doing it, and they cause stress on you, which causes problems to stop healing. Okay, my internet isn't going, so I'm going to check if it's, what's going on with that. I'm gonna end this video here and kind of just stop broadcasting things for the moment, because I can't, again, being attacked at my ability to broadcast my reality as to the harassment I'm receiving and the abuse that I'm incurring from people, and they're trying to stop me from broadcasting more. It's affecting my mom's ability to perceive, because, I mean, she has to realize that this isn't okay. And that the remedy could and should just be an immediate response and say, yeah, let's fix this. This isn't okay. This wasn't okay. So, anyway, that's what you're seeing in real time. You're seeing my life as this goes on. This is a glimpse into a real life where people, I mean, as real as it can be, where people are trying to play games around my reality. Alright, I'm gonna get to, you know, doing things and enjoying my day. I'll ask my mom when I have to move out by. Again, I don't hate my mom. I hate that she's being tricked and she's being used as a vehicle of abuse against me. It's not comfortable. Okay, I'll end it actually with this. Give me a nice view out my window. I think I'll still have this, like, I think that things are gonna go well, and I think the people here are gonna be held to account. Even if I have to leave, they're gonna still be held to account. And I might be able to come back here once again in the future. And this whole thing is mine, obviously. And I just, like, have this for nostalgia's sake. But for now, I'm in the moment, and this is what's going on. And I don't hate this place. I mean, I like it. I don't think I should be forced out of it. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Have a blessed day, have a blessed night, have a blessed one. Yeah.